Hey everyone! Today I've got an interesting story to share with you all. Are you ready to hear it? The story is titled, Elon Musk's Secret Food Truck Visit. How a Grilled Cheese Sparked a Community Revolution. Under the relentless August sun in Austin, Texas, the air shimmered with heat, and the vibrant food truck scene buzzed with life. At the heart of it all was 26-year-old Leo Maxwell, the proud owner of The Meltdown, a food truck renowned for its gourmet grilled cheese sandwiches. The truck's bright yellow exterior, adorned with hand-painted cheese drips, was a beacon of comfort in the bustling food truck park. Leo, with his tousled brown hair and a perpetual grin, lived by his late mother Sarah's mantra, "A little kindness goes a long way, y'all." It was a lesson etched into his soul, as was the worn leather guitar pick he always carried in his pocket, a cherished memento of Sarah, whose musical dreams were silenced 5 years ago in a tragic car accident. Now, Leo poured his heart into his food truck, not just to keep his mother's memory alive, but to support his spunky 78-year-old grandmother, Beatrice, whose mounting medical bills loomed like a dark cloud over their modest bungalow. That scorching afternoon, as the Texas sun beat down like a blacksmith's forge, the lunch rush was in full swing. The line at The Meltdown stretched down the block, a mix of hipsters, office workers, and tourists fanning themselves with menus. Leo worked with a practiced rhythm, flipping golden sandwiches on the sizzling griddle, the aroma of melting cheddar and toasted sourdough wafting through the air. Across the street, Brenda, a rival food truck owner with perfectly coiffed blonde hair and a fiercely competitive streak, shot daggers from her taco truck, muttering under her breath about Leo's bleeding heart ways. Her sharp eyes missed nothing, and she'd been itching for a reason to undermine her biggest competitor. Amid the chaos, a beat-up pickup truck, its paint peeling like sunburned skin, rattled to a stop near The Meltdown. A man stepped out, looking as if he'd just lost a wrestling match with a tumbleweed. His clothes were dusty, his hair a tangled mess, but his eyes, sharp, intelligent, and piercing, scanned Leo's menu board with a quiet intensity. The lunch crowd honked impatiently, and Brenda's scowl deepened as she hissed, "Not another one of Maxwell's charity cases." But Leo, wiping sweat from his brow, felt a familiar tug of sympathy. The man's weary posture reminded him of the struggles his mother had faced as a single parent, always finding a way to smile through the hardship. Ignoring Brenda's muttered comments about feeding the riffraff, Leo leaned out of his truck's window, his voice warm and genuine. "Hey friend, how about a pay-it-forward grilled cheese? Someone already covered it for someone in need." The concept was Leo's pride, a system where customers could prepay for a meal to help those struggling, a small nod to his mother's belief in kindness. The man hesitated, his weathered face etched with exhaustion, then nodded slowly, a flicker of gratitude softening his gaze. Leo handed him a warm sandwich, the cheese oozing perfectly between golden slices of bread, and the man's shoulders relaxed as he took it. He lingered by the truck, his sharp eyes scanning the bustling street with an almost analytical intensity, as if calculating the rhythm of the city itself. Before leaving, he placed a crumpled $5 bill on the counter, a scribbled note on the back catching Leo's eye. Asterisk, kindness is the best ingredient. Asterisk with a quiet, thank you. The man disappeared into the crowd, leaving Leo with a strange sense of connection. By evening, the local food truck scene was ablaze online. Social media exploded with the revelation. The disheveled man was Elon Musk, the billionaire who had recently stepped back from his CEO roles to explore American small businesses incognito, seeking inspiration for a new philanthropic venture. A viral video of Musk accepting Leo's sandwich spread like wildfire, the news anchor gushing about his undercover visit to Austin. But the buzz turned sour the next morning when Brenda, her face a mask of fury, stormed over to The Meltdown. "You idiot, Maxwell," she spat, her perfectly manicured nails jabbing the air. "Giving away food is bad for business. Mrs. Henderson saw you do it for that homeless guy last week, too." Brenda, who saw Leo as her prime competitor, ranted about how his charity cases tarnished the food truck park's image. Despite Leo's explanation of the pay-it-forward system, ensuring no loss, He watched helplessly as Brenda reported him to the Food Truck Park Association, citing their strict no free handouts policy. Dejected, Leo trudged home through the sweltering heat, the weight of Beatrice's medical bills and the memory of his mother's hopeful smile pressing down on him like a lead blanket. Inside their bungalow, Beatrice sat in her favorite armchair, her old tube TV flickering with the local news. "Leo, honey, look," she gasped, her eyes wide with excitement. On the screen, the viral footage played. Musk accepting Leo's sandwich, the anchor praising the billionaire's quest to find genuine community spirit. Leo, still reeling from Brenda's accusations, ignored the flurry of calls from news outlets and the hospital about Beatrice's upcoming specialist appointment. His mind a storm of worry and regret. The next day, a FedEx envelope arrived, its logo unmistakably from Musk's private office. Desperation clawing at him, Leo drove his beat-up Ford pickup to Cash for Clunkers, a local pawnshop he'd never considered before. The owner, Earl, a grizzled man with a kind heart beneath his gruff exterior, recognized Leo immediately. "Your mama used to come in here," Earl said, his voice softening. He held up a worn leather guitar pick, identical to Leo's. "Tried to pawn this once years back when times were tough. I wouldn't take it. Told her it was worth more than money." Instead, Earl had given Sarah a small loan, a kindness Leo never knew about. Earl handed Leo a modest loan now, urging him to hold onto the pick. Back home, Beatrice's eyes twinkled with curiosity as she urged Leo to open the letter. Inside, a handwritten note from Musk unfolded a story from 20 years prior. A young, struggling Musk, on the brink of giving up after his first venture failed, had stopped at a diner outside Reno, Nevada, unable to afford even a cup of coffee. A kind waitress, a single mother with a bright smile, noticed his despair and offered him a meal on the house. They talked for hours. She shared her dreams of her young son becoming a musician, her voice filled with hope despite her own struggles. As Musk left, she pressed her lucky guitar pick into his hand, whispering, "Never give up." Her name was Sarah Maxwell. Musk wrote that after achieving success, he tried to find Sarah to repay her kindness, but learned of her tragic passing. He carried her guitar pick as a reminder of her generosity, a talisman of hope through his darkest days. Seeing Leo's act of kindness and recognizing the same guitar pick, Musk knew he'd found Sarah's son. The letter offered more than gratitude. Musk would cover all of Beatrice's medical expenses and invest in Leo's dream. He proposed transforming a vacant downtown lot into the Kindness Korral, a vibrant community space for food trucks, with The Meltdown as the flagship, and a music stage to honor Sarah's dream of fostering local artists. A month later, the Kindness Korral opened with a grand celebration, its colorful banners fluttering in the warm Texas breeze. The Meltdown stood at the center, its menu now featuring Sarah's special, a classic grilled cheese that drew crowds eager to taste a piece of the story. Leo hired struggling food truck owners, even offering Brenda a prime spot, a gesture that left her stunned, her competitive edge softening into grudging gratitude as she saw the community thrive. Musk arrived at the opening, dressed casually in jeans and a baseball cap, a framed photograph of Sarah from his diner days in hand. He gifted Leo the deed to the entire property and announced the Sarah Maxwell Music Fund to support aspiring young musicians in Austin, ensuring Sarah's dream lived on. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the Korral, the air filled with the sounds of laughter, sizzling griddles, and a local band playing on the Sarah Maxwell stage. Leo stood by his truck, the worn leather guitar pick warm in his pocket, a symbol of his mother's enduring kindness. He wasn't just selling grilled cheese anymore. He was building a community, one act of kindness at a time, carrying forward a legacy that stretched across decades. In that moment, under the Texas sky, Leo felt his mother's presence, her voice whispering, "A little kindness goes a long way, y'all," as the Korral buzzed with the promise of a brighter future. Lessons from the story. The food truck and billionaire burrito fiasco teaches us that Please is an invaluable investment account, capable of changing the lives of not only the recipient but also the giver. It encourages us to be kind, generous, and give to passion, because the best things often come from the simplest acts. Sarah's guitar pick, a symbol of kindness, connects the past and the present, proving that a kind heart can create miracles in the past.